Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of Kathy Rain, the director's cut. We believe this is going to be the final episode of the game, mostly based on where we left off. If somehow you have arrived here by accident and are all concerned about spoilers, I would just like to note that when I click continue, I think pretty much the very first thing you see will be a massive spoiler. So with that warning out of the way, let's go ahead and hit continue. So yeah, Grandma's house isn't looking so good. Kathy Rain also noted at the end of her previous episode that her pockets had been emptied with the sole exception of this penny, something that was of value to her and her grandfather, that there used to be this game they would play that she would go around trying to find pennies that he had hidden.
Everything I had is gone, except this coin. It's hard to explain, but I feel a little safer holding it.
Which greatly streamlines our inventory. It was going on for, at one point, almost 3 sort of horizontal pages, and that is something that the game has done on a couple of occasions where it clears out things that are no longer relevant, and a big fan of that. It's similar to when video games decided, you know what, once a key is no longer useful, let's just remove that from the inventory. It may not be the way the world works, but it makes our game a lot more playable, and yes, well done.
The vines are covering the exit. There's no going back that way. The door is sealed by 2 thick chains attached with padlocks. Gears are moving behind the window. Am I inside some huge, bizarre machine?
This is probably a metaphorical machine, at least. This was like, an elevator, I was about to say, with the dial up top.
There was a pen hidden inside. What the hell was that? It's an old-fashioned pen. Plenty of ink inside. It's fairly sharp. Might have some other uses apart from writing.
All right, mental note. Pen can be used for stabbing, poking, scratching, prying, maybe. Or signing. So, previously it looks like Joseph Rain and Eileen Summers have been in here. Now, they both signed their names. I'm not sure that Kathy wants to. It didn't work out so well for them.
Looks like Grandpa and Eileen have both signed already.
I bet I need to sign, though. Should we just do it? That might start something new. Let me look around first.
No dial tone.
Yep. Static. Padlocks. Let's check the elevator.
I don't see any way to open it.
Yeah, I bet we have to sign our name. Okay. There doesn't appear to be anything else that we can do, so our path forward feels pretty clear. Let's see what happens.
What the...
You're not supposed to be here.
Who are you? You look just like me.
I should ask you the same thing, imposter. Do you like what we did to Mom? Don't you just want to kill her sometimes? I know I do.
Hello to Blobbity Blah. Yeah, this is, a pretty hellish environment. It's a corruption of some place that Kathy Rain feels a lot of nostalgia to. So yeah, We Are in Hell is a good idea for it. No, I don't think Mom is here. Yeah, what are you even talking about?
What the hell are you talking about?
You don't know anything, do you? Now, I'd love to stay and chat, doppelganger, but I have more important things to do. Ta-ta.
Nope. My home planet needs me. So, it's always the thing of, like, I don't know what floor we're on, but given the fact that Kathy went up, it's safe to assume we're probably on 1. Let me just hit 1. Okay. Worth a shot. I just always like to confirm what floor we're on. Bobby Blah says, the evil Kathy was talking like a teenager from my Sweet 16. Oh, hey, this is the bar with the black hats.
That thing looks alive.
All right, lots of chalk outlines on the floor. We've got a jukebox over there.
More gears grinding away. Something about them makes me uneasy. I don't even want to think about what happened there. There's a cluster of vines growing here. Could be used as a rope, but I'm not sure what for.
This floor looks pretty weak. We might have to use it to, like, lower down, something we can climb downstairs. And nothing... Oh, do I still have the pen? Yes, I do. All right. It'd be a little bit weird if she said, this pen could be used for more than just writing. And then she wrote down one thing and threw it away.
There's a cluster.
Okay. We're going to try to go over here. Don't be surprised if the floorboards give out. Yep.
A jukebox. Broken by the looks of it. Nothing is lit up.
Okay, Kathy. If I just stand here, will they give way? Alright, I'm getting the sense that maybe I need to drop something heavy on that. Hello to Azaric. Yes, Azaric is using...
Mom? You're here?
Azaric and Blobby Blah are using the new emotes that we put up. I think they're very, very small the way the emotes tend to be, but we'll look at additional ways to improve as they go.
Mom, can you hear me? Don't worry, I'll find a way to get you out of here.
Have you tried just pulling on the vines around her wrists?
It's Mom. She's being held up against the wall by something sticky. Was she always here? Is this the cause of her illness? I have to get her loose, somehow. It's Mom. Was she... I have to get...
Okay, so we could try the pen to, like... I don't feel like the pen is going to be very good at cutting the vines, but...
No use. It's not sharp enough.
Okay. And I don't, like... But the penny might be magical. This seems stupid, but...
No, I don't think the penny should go there.
Oh, we might be able to put the penny into the jukebox. That's not how jukeboxes work, but again, we're not in the real world right now, so, you know, toss a coin to your jukebox.
No, I don't...
Okay. So, I don't see anything else on this floor unless the skull really cares about a penny. Just try the pen on the vines.
No.
Okay. Speaking of hell, MTV was one of the few channels I had when I was younger. I grew up on my Sweet 16 and 16 and Pregnant, both of which were series on MTV. Finally finished family visits. I can go home and relax. Nice! So let's go up to the third floor. And we might be looking for something heavy that we can drop onto the floorboards to break them and then lower the vines down. And, like, you'd think that would go down to the first floor, but this may not be a logical space.
More gears grinding away. Something about them makes me uneasy.
I do see the cage and the coffin inside of it. We're just gonna take a quick look around.
Nothing in this place appears to be tuned. The chain looks broken there.
I wonder if we have to attach vines to that and then we can crank to lift it up, but I don't know how we would cut the...
A small casket is placed in the middle of the cage.
Vines free.
Looks like the crank is connected to a mechanism for raising the cage. No use. The chain is broken. I'll need to fix it first.
Alright, just making sure that there's nothing else that we can interact with. Static. Gears. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. We have to get the vines to attach to basically repair the broken piece of chain. Then we can lift this up and find whatever's inside the casket.
A small casket.
Yeah. And the good news is, again, since we have so few inventory items, it has to be, ouch, either penny or pen will get us to our next step. Either that or we're looking for something to find. Okay, so
There's a cluster of vines.
Could be used as a rope. It sure can.
I don't even want...
Go to the elevator. Mom's in the next room. We can't poke. Yeah, we tried both of our inventory items on Mom. They didn't help. Alright, I might go back downstairs. I'm deliberately standing on this, but Kathy Rain isn't heavy enough to smash the boards. And it's probably a good thing, because otherwise she'd be probably splattered on the floor below. Yeah, I don't see anything else to interact with. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Visiting with family and hanging out with people can be a lot of fun, but there does sort of reach a maximum level where you're like, okay, feeling a little socialized now.
The door is sealed.
Window.
Gears are moving.
All right.
A small desk. I've signed it already. No dial tone. What the hell?
Oh, wait, I didn't look at the padlocks. Maybe I can pick the padlocks with a pen?
There are 2 padlocks here. One requires a key, the other is a combination lock.
Code is near. Near. Have we seen any numbers anywhere? Near would make me believe that it is in this room. But I don't see anything approximating numbers. I'm looking at like the designs and the vines and stuff. H.R. Giger stuff here in the corners. The penny doesn't have like a serial number or something on it. On padlocks? Padlocks.
No, I don't... No.
Okay. Let's go back through. I didn't know that we might be looking for a combination lock of some kind. Or, sorry, a combination code. I probably should have talked to the static again.
That thing looked...
Didn't we... I'm gonna try everything at this point.
No, No. There's a cluster...
Penny on vines. No. Pen on vines.
No.
I don't see any numbers or codes here anywhere. This still says black hats. Like sometimes it'll use like... Sometimes in games they'll like... You'll stop reading the text and they'll subtly change it in some way. Let me just...
jukebox.
Yep, nothing's lit up. Sofa we can't interact with. Now that we saw like, oh, I didn't see the locks in the first try. Now I want to be even more specific about what I'm pointing at. Stools, no. Alright, let's go talk to Mom again. And this room seems... Oh, wait, bloody walls. I didn't see this before.
There's some blood on this wall. It's too tough. I might need something sharp to get it open.
Aha! I have something sharp.
There was a scalpel hidden inside the wall.
Use scalpel on vines.
Nothing else. It's Mom! Was she... I have to get...
The pen wasn't sharp enough, the scalpel will be. Also, I know that this is like a hell space, but did Mom hide a scalpel in there for some reason?
No, that won't...
The hell it won't! Cut the vines, lady.
There's a cluster.
It won't help. Get the vines.
No.
Okay, well that blows my theory out of the water. So let's look at the scalpel.
Razor-sharp surgical scalpel. Either a useful tool or a deadly weapon.
Yeah, it could be both. Oh, and by the way, Kathy does not acknowledge the sagging floorboards here. We can't click on them, we can't interact with them, we can't, like, push the penny through. So now I have a scalpel. Unfortunately, there's nothing else that I've been motivated to cut except for those vines.
There's a cluster of
Oh, and by the way, we've given up our pen. So we've done all the penning that we need to do. Use scalpel on jukebox?
No.
Let me pry that open. Nope, there's nothing else here. All right, let's go back upstairs. Bobby loves how it's even described as razor sharp, but can't be used for cutting. Or more specifically, like we're at that point where like Kathy Rain herself hasn't understood what I want her to do. So like it may still be the right solution. We just have to lead Kathy to it.
Nothing in this.
Okay, can you use the penny on the static?
No.
The reason I'm trying very silly things again, like in this space, it could be a magic penny or something.
No. No. No, a small cast.
Just double checking.
More gears.
Can I throw the penny in the gears? Hold on.
No, I don't.
Figure maybe you jam up the gears and everything stops running? Broken link.
The chain looks broken. No use. The chain is broken.
Okay. Now what we can't do is like interact with the lower part of the chain to like lift it up.
The chain looks.
Yes, it does look broken there.
No.
I figure you could like take the scalpel and like wedge it between the two working links, and maybe that would repair the chain. That's not working.
No.
Penny doesn't work either. Use the penny on the casket?
No.
Use the scalpel on the casket.
No.
Okay, so I guess now we'll head back downstairs. Now the other thing is like the code is near. That's what the padlock says. Does anybody see, this is a rhetorical question, something code related? See, like a casket, there's a cross on it, broken link, the static. The eyeball or whatever living in the static doesn't talk to us very often, only says something briefly when Kathy, like, finds a pen. Yeah, as Blah says, Angel has a theory. No, says Kathy. Alright, so we haven't tried the scalpel on anything on the first floor. Cut up the appointment book, the registry.
Gears are moving behind the window.
Throw the penny into those gears.
No.
Oh, maybe we can cut the overgrowth leading back upstairs? That doesn't make any sense to me, but...
Might work, but I'd risk ruining the blade real fast. I'll try to find another way.
Okay. Oh! I'm so sorry. It's so dumb. Cut Mom free. Why did I think of every other thing? She specifically says, like, the pen isn't sharp enough. Sorry, that's the wrong floor. The pen isn't sharp enough to, like, cut Mom free, and I found the scalpel and then immediately walked out of the room. This is eureka moments where it's like, God damn it, I was standing right there. I got so, like, in my head, here's what happens. In my head, I theorized that getting Mom free would involve getting into that casket, even though there's no reason to have believed that, and that's why I grabbed the scalpel and then immediately walked out of the room. Okay, Mom, hold really still, because I haven't done this before.
There you go, Mom. Are you okay? No!
Use scalpel on Mom. Oh! It hurts. So, just... My back still really hurts. And it's hard not to laugh when Kathy's getting throttled by her mom, and she pulls out a scalpel and just goes, poke straight through her heart. I'm not supposed to find that funny, but... Okay, I had no choice. I had to put you away. I feel like Kathy is and needs to be resolute in her decisions.
I had no choice. I had to put you away. You started hurting yourself. You started hurting me.
I forgive you.
Oh, God. Get me out of this place.
I assure you, I'm not laughing at the game. Like, it's like the pixel art presentation. I really, really like it. It's just I would have expected a little bit more of a struggle, not just boop. She immediately bleeds out. Okay. Can you loot your mom? Oh, can we?
I don't even want to look.
No, it's horrifying. So what's this? Oh, a refrigerator.
There's a weird scarab thing in there.
She got over the death of her proto-mom.
There's also something here on the door itself.
Okay. I'm not going to try to write this down because I bet you the Scrabble tile numbers are going to be the code to the door. Hopes in a jar, an inkier heart, rule me nemesis. That seems like a big palindrome to me. Hopes in jar. All right.
Refrigerator magnets in the shape of Scrabble tiles. The score values are off, though. I remember because the game I played with E the other day. Hopes in jar, an inkier heart, rule me nemesis. Not sure what to make of it all.
Yeah, I feel like I don't have sufficient information, but let's look at the weird scarab thing that she mentioned.
It's the red scarab I found in the refrigerator. When I shake it, I can hear something moving inside. It has a hard shell. I'll need something heavy to break it.
Like the heel of your boot, you mean? But I guess we're not allowed to do that. Alright, so I cannot use any inventory items here. Like, if I pause to write this down with all of the, like, numbers and stuff, we'll be here for 20 minutes and then I won't need it. So, we will try to remember that that's there. Oh, we've got something new. Hi, baby girl. Living the life over here in Mexico. I have a new family now and I've forgotten all about you. I don't regret leaving you for a second, since your mom was a whore and I never loved you anyway. All the best. Signed, Dad. To Catherine Rain in the sinkhole of Conwell Woods. Nothing says I don't care about you quite like writing out a postcard and then mailing it.
You killed Mom!
That wasn't Mom. It was some kind of monster.
We're all monsters to you, aren't we? Kill her, Dad!
No, it can't be.
Who's your daddy now, bitch?
Stay away from me.
Run across the boards. He's heavier than you are. Get him! Oh, crap. I didn't hear what she said. No. It's what?
Good riddance. I've been angry with you for as long as I can remember. I've hated you more than words can say. I will never forgive you, Dad, but I'm done being angry. I'm done with letting you have an impact on my life.
Oh, the text has changed, like it's Back to the Future. Hello, daughter. I should have done this a long time ago. There are so many things I wish I could say to you. You have 2 brothers and a sister here. They always ask about you, their big sister in the USA. Leaving you was the biggest mistake I ever made. Please forgive me. Signed, Dad. Oh, is this the hole? Remember the hole that we were supposed to throw the last vestige of father into? Is that, because she just threw the postcard down there.
There's a cluster of...
Okay, yeah, I just can't possibly imagine.
A gaping hole now, leading into nothingness. There's a cluster...
Okay, nope, she won't do it. And we haven't picked up anything heavy. Also, I was like clicking around trying to stay away from dear old dad. What was she saying? It's like she started to say it's, and I kept clicking past it, which is my fault, not the game's, but I don't know what she meant to say. Possibly it's starting to give way or something like that, because we had to walk dad across the hole in the floor 3 times. Also, evil Kathy went in here. And hello to Cara Luna, by the way. Sorry, there's a lot happening here, but hello to Cara Luna. I hope you're having
Where did that thing go?
A nice Sunday so far. Okay, evil Kathy did not rearrange the Scrabble tiles.
The body is gone.
If I roll the scarab in the blood, it creates an electric conduit, and then I have a working fuse. All right, no, I can't, like, click and drag any of this around. Okay, so they were sitting at the jukebox. Let me just check the jukebox again.
The jukebox.
No. It's one of those things where, like, events occurred, and I don't know how they help me in any way. Like, maybe Kathy has found some emotional comfort from feeling abandoned by her father. She's sort of, like, come to grips with that. But in terms of, like, how do I get out of this hellscape, that remains a question. Let's go back upstairs. The scarab is not going to help me with that broken chain. Because we're looking to see if anything else has changed in the environment. Like, Kathy, put the scarab underneath the table leg and then, like, drop the table on it a couple times. Yeah, I can go click around on stuff, but she specifically says that she needs something heavy to help her out with the scarab, so I don't see anything in here that makes sense. If we have to come back up, we have to come back up. Bobby Blah is asking how many digits in the code. There are 6, I think? Or was it 5? 4. I'm way off. Alright, so I'm just going to make a note here. 4-digit code. And I suspect that the code is... Wait, the code is near. Wait. It doesn't mean close by. N-E-A-R. Those are the letters that we have to pick up on the Scrabble tiles. N-E-A-R. Alright, let me go get those numbers off the Scrabble tiles. Very clever game. So I was thinking, like, clearly the combination lock codes are going to be on the Scrabble tiles, but we don't have enough information to know which ones. Kathy even notes, like, oh, the scores are off because of the game that she played with E. And at first that made me think, oh, maybe I go and find, like, the letter E, but she just means Eileen. Now we know if the code is N-E-A-R, well, E is 2. A is... hope's in a jar. R is 5. A is 1. Oops, I wrote down A instead of 1. 1. And then N is 3. 3, 2, 1, 5. Locking it in. So I'm going to pause here for a second. Not the game, but just my, I need a drink. Back to the first floor. Now, unlocking the one combination lock, I, again, don't know how that helps because there's 2 locks, but maybe she can then use the lock to smash open the scarab. 3215. Oh, she got the chain as well.
Might be useful. I don't think I need to use the chain itself for anything right now.
Really, Kathy, you can't think of any use for chain at all, and maybe that padlock. Nothing comes to mind. Okay. Now, on the positive side, we did get the lock, so we can use the lock to connect the 2 sections of chain on the 3rd floor. And I do get that. But why would you not want to at least pick up the chain? This woman has picked up like 45 inventory items and shoved them into her jeans pocket. You don't want the chain? Really? Okay.
A sturdy iron padlock. This should be pretty hard to break.
All right. I don't think this is going to be it, but, you know, hit the lock on the scarab.
No.
Okay. Let's go attach the 2 sections of chain. I thought you were supposed to tie them off with the vines.
That should work.
All right. Turn the crank. Lock it in place. Don't reach under that with your bare hands. Indentations.
Indentations from spikes on the cage.
Okay, so we put the scarab into the indentations and then drop the cage on it. But before I do that...
Damn, it's nailed shut.
Use the penny on the nails and pry them up.
No, I don't...
Okay. You put the scarab in the indentations. And now drop the cage on it. Hey, we found a key.
There was a key hidden inside the scarab.
Okay. Unless we find a hammer or a crowbar, some sort of pry bar, I don't think that there's any point in trying to, like, pry up the nails with the key.
The link has been repaired.
All right. Now we've got a key. I'm going to assume the key is for the other lock. If it's not, God help us.
A small brass key. Maybe this fits into one of the padlocks in the hall. Okay, now what to do with the actual chain?
Use chain on chain?
Maybe I should figure out what I want to attach to the other end before trying to extend the chain.
All right, so now we've got 2 chains, and she acknowledges that they could be useful, but I don't have anything to tie them to. The only other thing in the room is the overgrowth?
No.
There we go. At last. I've attached the chain to the elevator.
Maybe I should figure out...
Okay.
I don't see why I should do that right now. No. No.
Real, because I was thinking maybe if you attach the chains to the overgrowth and then move the elevator, it would yank the chains down. Oh, is the door stuck? I didn't even try the door yet.
Damn, it's locked. I don't see a keyhole. It must be bolted from the other side.
Okay, that's what we're doing. I love it when you're like accidentally solving the problem you don't even know that you have yet. So now let's attach this to the door. Nope, sorry. Door. And now we'll padlock these together, and then we'll move the elevator.
All right, we should be good to go.
I can't think... This definitely won't break the elevator.
That elevator must have one hell of an engine.
Boy, if you tried this in real life, I think you'd end up with a broken elevator, possibly falling to a degree, and a very, very, very smashed up elevator entrance. But whatever, we're in hell, right? Like, it doesn't play by human rules. Okay, still lots of vines. Ah, a slot for a penny.
No, it can't be. Grandpa!
It's so good to see you, Kathy. You found our shared truth. Well done.
Is it really you? You've been here for all this time?
It hasn't been that long from my point of view.
I've missed you, Grandpa. I wanted to come back so many times.
I know you did. I've been watching you every step of the way.
I found out how you tried to get me back from Mom and everything.
I just wanted you to be safe. I wanted what's best for you.
Can I get you out of here somehow? I don't know how all this works.
I'm afraid that's not possible. Upon my death, I knew I was finally free. I felt myself pulled away from here. But then I saw you on that screen. I chose to remain until we could meet. One last time.
What is this horrible place, Grandpa? I feel like I'm dreaming, but I'm not. I don't even know what's real anymore.
I can only give you my pointless theories, which range from everything between divine punishment and the mindless force of nature. What truly matters is not what it is or where it comes from, but what it does. It takes each of our fears, every source of guilt, and turns them against us. When I came here, I had a hubris. I thought I was the one who could beat it. I thought I could kill it somehow. Like all those men I butchered in the war. I was wrong.
So, it's pointless. We can't stop it?
I believe there is a way. The red flowers, Kathy. I've come to understand that they anchor this realm to the real world. When you make it out of here, you need to destroy them. You need to burn them all. If I'm right, this place will be ripped away.
But if I do that, what will happen to you?
Don't worry about me. I'll just go where dead people go. There are worse things than dying, kid. Believe me.
But I just got you back. I can't bear to lose you again.
You don't need me, Kathy. You never did. You're stronger than you'll ever know. I'm so proud of the woman you've become.
This is so unfair. This fucking sucks.
I know, darling. I know. We don't have much longer. Remember what I said, and stay strong.
Grandpa! You can get through this, Kathy. This wasn't here before.
Yeah, I looked at the table. There was nothing on it. All right, so we now have a remote.
It's the TV remote that Grandpa left behind.
Blah 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 says, also, that he hopes that upon his death, summoning him will be at least $1. Yeah, how hard does inflation hit in the afterlife? Do they, the more people die, you'd think that it would actually be deflation.
The gears follow me wherever I go.
People get more expensive to summon because there's so many more people who want to summon them.
A shot of a corpse keeps flashing by.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
A shot of a corpse.
Okay. So let's use the remote on the static.
It doesn't respond to the remote.
Okay, maybe the TV does. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but... Okay, that's the pry bar. We need to get open the, what's it called?
Looks like a crowbar, taped on some kind of wooden surface.
All right, I don't have any other coins. Oh, and I've expended the remote now as well. Okay. So where have we seen a wooden surface? Aside from everywhere in the entire building. Well, like, I'm thinking it's going to be taped up underneath a table or something. Oh, like the desk.
This desk does look similar to what I saw on the TV. Found a crowbar taped under there.
Is there a difference between a crowbar and a pry bar, or are those just synonyms for the same thing? Like, do they have a different shape or something? Is a pry bar flat with a little bit of an angle, and then a crowbar has like a really sharp, acute angle? Also, I need this, yeah, on the casket. Kathy, I really hope that you lock that crank in place.
Do you see? I don't want to see.
Do you see?
Yes, kid, I see.
Do you know who I am now?
I don't like this. I want to go home.
You'll never go home. We won't let you. When you threw me away, this place took me in, nurtured me. Do you regret what you did?
Yeah, this element of the plot is something that we're probably going to have to talk about. No, part of me does. I couldn't repeat the mistakes my parents did. I don't know. I'm going to say Kathy has done nothing wrong.
No, I don't. I have done nothing wrong. You're just here to test me, to try and break me.
Bravo! Bravo!
Is this what gets you off? Tormenting people? Watching them squirm?
Oh no! Our only delight is watching you burn away the pain and rise from the ashes. And oh, how you have risen, Kathy.
If you're so fucking pleased with me, let Eileen go.
Oh, well, here's a little secret. Eileen Summers was never really in our grasp. Souls of her nature are like greasy little piglets to us. They keep slipping away. We are only concerned with those who truly long for our embrace. People like you, Kathy. For only what is shattered needs mending.
You can fuck off. I'm not some broken thing for you to toy with.
Whether you accept it or not, you are mended, Kathy. The collapse comes next.
The collapse?
Hurry now, Mender. The path is clear, but your bubble is about to burst.
have to get the hell out of here.
So I'm thinking the stairs, right? Back on the first floor? And that we probably have to, like, not fuck around. God, I wanted to look at the painting, though. Oh, crap!
Shit, it broke. I can't get all the way down.
I bet I can, though. We're gonna use the vines in the hole.
Okay, now what? I can't believe I'm doing this.
Kick her in the shin.
You have ruined everything! Why do you hate us so much? What did we ever do to you?
Use vine on neck. This mirror routine is getting tiring. Your persistent will give you that. You again. I'm getting sick of your bullshit.
You again. I'm getting sick of your bullshit. And I'm not afraid anymore. I see you for what you are. You are nothing but a fearful little child, and there's nowhere left for you to hide. Get the hell out of my way.
No!
You look a bit pale.
No! I am the original! I am... This can't be happening!
I thought she was gonna fade away, not just
I'm speechless.
walk
That's
out.
a first. Well, here goes nothing.
Okay, so it's still in the shape of the cross, crack on
Now,
floor.
that's a hard impact.
What came before must come again. I hope it doesn't expect me to remember what order I touch these things in.
What if the graves can be pushed in like buttons? Damn. Guess I didn't push the right ones.
What came before must come again? So... the three prices? Okay, I feel like I need more information.
Now that's
Oh, this is where her father landed. Okay, I didn't forget about that. I just wasn't thinking about it. What came before must come again. Is there any other clues on here? Catherine Rain, the sinkhole, Conwell Woods. I can't see what's on them. Okay. I mean, I can just click on 3 ones at random, but... Oh, and I cannot leave this area. What came before must come again? Is there an additional contextual clue that I'm missing? What came before must come again. Yeah? Clicking on these randomly cannot be the answer. What am I missing? So we can't leave. I can't examine the other graves. It's a hard impact. Vine is off limits. I have nothing in my inventory except for the postcard, which seems really important, but what came before must come again. Again come must before came what? I can't click on anything here. Like, you can't lift up the stamp or anything. There has to be something here that is intended to provide me additional information.
now
That's a hard impact, she says. That doesn't mean anything to me. I really should have stopped to look at the painting before I left. because I wanted to hurry, and now I've hurried, and I am out of time. Or just spending infinite time in here. What came before must come again. What does that mean in this context? Every time you push 3 graves, they all reset. I can't see what's on the graves, so I don't have... I went down to up. Like, it's not Simon Saysing me into something, because it's after the 3rd grave every time. So it's not saying, no, you got them in the wrong sequence, to 3. Yeah, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, like, without knowing if the order makes a difference, I mean, there's so many permutations of this. This guessing cannot be the right answer. What the hell am I missing? This is weird. God help me if I had to look at the painting before I came down here. And I cannot get back upstairs. Yeah, grave is the only thing that I can click on. There must be something else in here. Can't click on Kathy herself. Can't click on anything here. I'm just left clicking all over the place. These symbols don't mean anything to me, like on the stamp. I think this might be it. This reminds me of one sequence in Little Nightmares 2 where I was in a very small space with a very limited amount of time, and I just couldn't figure out what it wanted me to do. And there, I mean, the answer turned out to be way simpler than I was thinking. That's a hard impact. Crack on floor. There's nothing else down here, right? And I can't... The knot on the vine doesn't mean anything. I don't see any coloration difference in the graves. What came before must come again. So do I just go from top to bottom again? Like we're climbing down into this space? 1, 2, 3. No. What came before must come again. You would think that if this was some reference to some much easier, or sorry, earlier puzzle, she would say something about it. I mean, you just click on random graves? That doesn't make any sense to me. Does it? Like, the 4-digit code was near. I don't see anything here that relates to near. At one point, I did write down that there was like a thing, the atonement of the mother, the absolution of the father, and the contrition of the son. But if I remember the layout of the graves, it was mother, father... No. Mother was over here. I take it back. Mother. Father. And then I already tried this son, so let's try the other son. Right? Let me just try it the same way. This was Mother's grave. Then Father Bill. And then the son that did pass away. Nope. Father... and the 2 sons. And by the way, this assumes that, like, you remember what grave was what person, and it doesn't make any sense that they would demand that you remember it. 120 permutations if I use the right formula. Yeah, and that's probably assuming that there's not, or that order does matter. Games aren't designed this way. It means that there is something that I'm overlooking. And the only thing in this room is this postcard. What came before must come again. When it said that the code was near, it meant that literally. The code was near. N-E-A-R. So what came before must come again. What came before? Her father. Her father was not Joseph Rain, but like... I don't remember his name. But anyway, his name doesn't mean anything to these graves. What came before must come again. Her father fell down here, fell into the crack. Does the crack spell something out? Doesn't look like it. And she doesn't say anything about it. Oh, do I use the postcard on something?
No. No. No.
No? And there's nothing else to interact with.
No.
I would hate to get this deep into it and then to have something that we have to look up. I don't see any pattern in like the little glowy dots out here. There's like a little collapse, like some stone out here. This just looks like artwork to me. Clicking randomly cannot be it. It cannot be. Still Doden's asking, can you double push in a grave? That's an interesting idea. You cannot.
It's our...
And hello to Grumpy, and hello to Still Doden, by the way. This is me just staring at it for a second. We've been able to solve every other puzzle here, and it was always because I needed to talk to somebody, and there's nobody to talk to. Yeah, I was just looking to see, do any of the graves react differently when the screen shakes? Not that I can see. Either I had to talk to somebody, or I needed to, like, re-examine the things in my inventory, or I needed to go to the next place. And here I can't, so I can't leave. I can't leave and I can't talk to anybody, and there's only one thing in my inventory. It means something, and what the hell would it mean? What came before must come again. I can only push 3. None of the graves say what came before must come or again. Catherine Rain in the sinkhole. August 17th doesn't mean anything to me. The fringe on the postcard is red and blue. That does not help. Want a small hint from my brain. So I... Let me ask a question. So Blobby Blah said that he checked the solution and it's stupid. So the next thing that I would want to do is ask a yes/no question to try to narrow it down. But this is very similar to Little Nightmares 2. There's so few options. Like, let's talk it through. Is the answer in this room? Yes, because I can't go anywhere else. Does it involve pushing the graves? Obviously, because those are the only things with which I can interact. Does it involve the sequence in which you're pushing the graves? Probably, but even if the answer to that is a yes, it doesn't help. So, like, Blobby Blah says the solution is stupid. What's stupid? Grumpy, I'm gonna say, because so Grumpy's saying that the small hint is from his brain, not Google. Yes, let's go with the small hint, and we'll see if it works out. And blah, 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 you're on deck, like, for real, because I'm not going to spend an hour staring at this screen. So let's see what Grumpy has to say. Like, what came before must come again. So I thought, okay, people come down, so I said 1, 2, 3. Let me just do it again. Like, oh, people fall into the pit or whatever. And that's not it. We tried remembering that, like, that was where the mother, then the father, then the son was. This is the son that didn't die. Like, in the real world, that's where their graves are. I can't click on any of the non-present graves. What the hell? Still Doden says, yeah, an hour staring at the, screen. That's a great content. And then Groomfy asks, tumblers. Like a tumbler lock. That is a very small hint because I don't know what that means. The 4-digit code was near. It was 3215, but the graves themselves are not numbered in any way that we can see. And that's 4 numbers instead of the 3 that we get to play with. So, blah, blah, blah. Let me ask you a question. Do you have any hints that might lead me towards it? Like, if we're just going to take the answer from Google, then we just take the answer from Google. But the less advice I get, the less bad I will feel about making it 98% of the way into this game. Like, then you start looking at, like, the first letter, W, C, B, M, C, A. It's, the graves are in the shape of a cross. It's like we have so little information to work on. If you could read the graves, then there might be like these words would form into something. We only get to press 3 of them. These are just arranged in like, there's 2 lines of 3. Does that mean anything to us? No, because there's 5 blocks to press. I am absolutely stumped. Bobby Blah says, what has come before must come again. This crypt. Guys, I don't know if it's early in the morning. I am... What has come before? You've been here before. Yes, I have. Let's see. Okay, so what did we do when we came here? We wrote down the information about the graves. I don't have my notebook, so I can't check any of those previous things. What did we do when we came in here? Well, Eileen was here. Isaac was over here. And then when we came back, we noted down some information that was on the graves to get the information. I mean, am I supposed to remember which 3 graves they were? It would be like this one, and this one, I think. Oh, okay. Jesus Christ.
Leading down.
Guys, that's a deep cut. Blah, blah, blah. Thank you very much. Like, time out, because we have to even talk about what the solution to that was.
Shit. Just a little bit longer, Kathy. You can make it.
Yeah, quick pause. So the solution to that puzzle was, when we played this yesterday, we had to find numbers on the graves, and through process of elimination based on a poem that Father Bill had written, we had to take numbers off of specific graves in there. In order to... Yeah, but Sam Lander says, I missed it. What was the solution? So in the previous episode, we had to find the code to a safe. That safe had a poem on it, and the poem led us to the realization that there were graves in the shape of a cross, and that what you had to do was find the birth dates on 3 of the graves that were adjacent to Father Bill's grave. So for that puzzle, you have to remember which grave is Father Bill's, which I did remember was the one in the center, and then you had to remember which 3 graves were the ones that you pulled the number off of. And that was, I would stress, yesterday. Can you imagine if Mia played this game and she was playing these episodes a week apart from one another? That's nuts. Like, that was solvable only through a hint by blah blah blah, so thank you very much to blah blah blah. Yeah, that is the first puzzle in here that I don't feel is particularly well designed, because it requires you to have, like, memorized some information from a previous day. And I'm like super salty about it. I'm just giving like, this game has been so good about not relying on weirdo moon logic the whole way through. Yeah, blah 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 said that he would never have
my
remembered the
head.
sequence.
It's like the worst hangover ever. I need to stay focused. Burn them all, Kathy. Burn them all.
Use your lighter. By the way, I don't think this would work. You'd have to have some sort of accelerant.
It's too humid. The lighter alone won't be able to ignite them.
Pour the paint thinner on them. Do we still have the paint thinner?
That should be enough.
Boy, thank God I happen to know that paint thinner is flammable. Don't ask me how I know that, though.
Oh, damn. That's a strong smell. Shit. Should have stayed clear of that smoke.
Kathy's high as balls.
Ugh. Oh, fuck. I gotta get out of here.
Well, we've only got the one way that we can go. Fortunately, all paths lead back to her motorbike. Oh, crap, I didn't mean to skip that. I just wanted to get away from the forest fire that we created.
Major forest fire raging in Conwell Woods. The cause of the blaze has yet to be determined. But the latest reports say that the fire has been successfully contained. Largely thanks to the local lake, which provided ample water for the dousing efforts. Over to you, Mark.
Oh, thank goodness you're all right.
You're back. We were worried about you.
Oh, thank God. Are you okay, E?
I think so, but I feel a bit different. Yeah? You were out for a long time. Do you remember anything? I think Isaac drugged me. I started feeling dizzy and weak. He carried me into the woods. I remember hearing the wind in the leaves and the biting cold. There was a weird, sharp smell in the air, too. I'm not sure what happened next. Things are a bit blurry. But I remember this terrifying dream. You know, like one of those fever dreams. Something was chasing me. I kept slipping away, but no matter what I did, it kept coming.
Sounds scary.
It was. Well, and after that, the next thing I remember is waking up on this couch.
Well, I'm glad you're okay, E. Things looked scary there for a bit.
Yeah, Mary Elizabeth told me what happened, how you found me and got Isaac arrested.
Yes, about that poor man. The sheriff called. Something happened while you were away.
Welcome home, son.
All right, I won the blobbity bet about what happens to the priest.
Guess he finally grew a conscience.
I can't help but feel bad for him, despite what he did to me. In a way, he was a victim too.
At least we stopped him from hurting any more people.
So, I guess this really is goodbye. A stupid part of me thought that if I would find the truth, I could be close to him again.
It's not stupid. We all look for love in the strangest of places. It's an inseparable part of human nature.
Jeez, when did you become so philosophical, E?
I told you, I feel different.
Yeah, me too. You know, despite everything, I think we made a half-decent team.
Really? You do?
Well, except for the part where you got yourself kidnapped. Try not to do that next time, okay?
Wait, there'll be a next time?
So that's Kathy Rain, and regrettably, although this game has been out for a number of years, they only just did a director's cut, which is what we just played, and there has been no sequel for it. I don't know if that's because it didn't do as well as they might have hoped, or because they then went ahead and did Whispers of Machine, which you can see, I believe, an entire playthrough of that over at twitch.tv/morethanamia. Someday I would like to play that myself, but even though I don't remember very much about it, like the solution to things, I feel like, trying to revisit a puzzle game that you've seen even in passing is always going to be a little bit, you're always going to have the leg up, so it wouldn't be the same sort of experience. However, I watched Mia play Whispers of Machine, and my number one takeaway from it was I really like the art style. I really like the fact that the puzzles had multiple different solutions depending on choices that you made earlier in the game, and I thought that was really, really neat. That doesn't appear to have been an element of this game's design, which is just showing that they are experimenting with their formula and advancing, and that there's one puzzle in particular that I do remember that was just absolutely inscrutable. There's one puzzle that I remember Mia getting stuck on for a while that when I looked up the solution to it, much like Blah 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 did here during this episode, I said, oh, this is very stupid. Blah Blah said, what a great playthrough. Thank you very much. So I came into Kathy Rain expecting to get stuck a lot more often than I actually did, and it was a very pleasant surprise that actually we made a very we progressed at a pretty good clip, and there were times that I wasn't sure what to do, but by sort of like looking at it and thinking at it for a minute, we were able to make our way through. So on the whole, I enjoyed it a great deal, with the one singular exception of the very last puzzle in the game. I guess if you don't know that paint thinner is flammable, then maybe that burning the flowers might have taken a little bit more experimentation. But for me, like that puzzle in the crypt, they give you a clue on a postcard, which is like Nostradamus levels of vague. It's words without any apparent meaning. It seems like it could be a palindrome. It seems like it could just be like refrigerator magnets that were tossed up randomly. And from that information, you're supposed to understand that what you need to do is remember the solution to an earlier puzzle that, depending on how you play this game, you might have played an hour earlier, you might have played 3 weeks earlier. What an incredibly lucky turn of events that we're playing this one day after that earlier thing, and had a viewer in chat who was able to just sort of like gently nudge, like, you've been here before. At which point I started thinking, well, what did we do when we were here before? And even then, it took me a couple minutes. So in the entire game, there's exactly one puzzle where I'm like, wow, this could do with a rework. And like, let's workshop it at least briefly. What would have made that a little bit more palatable? Maybe if Kathy, I'll tell you, there's two things. Number one, if Kathy had said, what came before must happen again, or whatever it was. I didn't write it down. maybe it has something to do with like the last time I was here or something like that. Like if she had some sort of dialogue to underscore, like sort of lead you in that direction. And this is the big one. We need access to her notebook because that's where she wrote down what the solution was. Like if I don't have the notebook and I can't look it up, it's like I feel like I'm being specifically denied the piece of information that I need, which would then, it would have come very close to being like, I don't know, I'm just going to click on random buttons until I eventually give up and look at Google. So yeah, if I was to give advice to the developers on that one very specific puzzle, the advice would be, give me Kathy's notebook. If you do one thing, have Kathy's notebook in there. Oh, look, I have the solution to that puzzle safe that was in the room. I have one final thought that I've been sitting on ever since the topic first came up, and if anybody wanted to jump out now and avoid acknowledgement of a real-world social issue that was raised by the game, I understand entirely, and we will in fact be moving from Heavy Rain directly over into something else, so you could even just mute for a few minutes if you wanted to avoid this. But the game and the developers of Heavy Rain decided to inject into their game a topic which, especially as of late 2021, is a major source of conversation and a lot of concern here in the United States, and that's the fact that they, as part of their backstory for Kathy Rain, inserted the idea that when she was a teenager, she got pregnant through an interaction with a guy who we don't know, and upon looking at her station in life, where she was, what her prospects were, and the character and quality of the guy with whom she had gotten pregnant, said, I am not going to be capable of having this child. I have a very complicated family history, including a mother with severe mental illness, and I am not in a position where I can deal with this. And she wound up choosing to have an abortion, which at the time that this game was written was a constitutionally, maybe not constitutionally, but a legally protected right here in the United States. Here at the, in the back half of 2021, that status of having abortion rights and women's healthcare rights as a legal protection in the United States is very much in jeopardy. And to what extent, we don't yet know, because we are still waiting for a final decision from the United States Supreme Court. That's treacherous grounds to bring into your game, because they could have gone with any number of prior decisions that Kathy Rain might be inspired to be second-guessing or even feeling guilty about. Whether or not the developers of this game realized it, they really stepped on a real sort of cultural landmine there, and I really don't know how I feel about their decision to have had that in the game, because it could have been replaced by any number of other things that wouldn't have been such a hot button wedge issue for people. And what concerns me is the implication that Kathy Rain does or should feel deeply guilty about the decision that she made. And I will only say this once because, again, I didn't bring this up. The game did. So I'm going to share exactly one time. It is absolutely none of my business, nor the Crimson Man's business, nor Eileen's business, or anybody else, the decision that Kathy Rain made there, and the idea that she should be held to judgment by others, whether that's otherworldly forces or her close friend that she decides to confide in, sucks. And I didn't like that part of it at all. I won't presume to guess what the developers thought about it. I will tell you this. I was on pins and needles expecting some sort of a sudden turn where Kathy Rain gets harshly judged by the other characters, or again, the extra natural forces for the choice that she made. And I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm not Kathy Rain. I don't know the full totality of what her life was like and the decision that she made, and I just very much don't feel that others should be inserting themselves into this. And it feels weird that there at the end you get to choose how Kathy Rain feels about it, or at least what she says that she feels about it, and most of the choices involve a lot of deep second guessing. I feel very strongly that women in the United States and in life in general make the best and most well-informed decisions that they can for their own health and their own future and their own families, with a lot of consideration, a lot of empathy, and that these decisions are not made lightly. And I feel like injecting that topic into an otherwise excellent adventure game, when that topic could have been replaced by 100,000 other things, makes it feel cheap and exploitative. And that was my thought on that. I'll also note that for all of the conversation that we're having here near the end of it, it also didn't factor in very, very well. It wasn't like a major element that came up time and time again, but it was introduced, then it was heavily implied. Then we were reminded of it in a conversation with Eileen, which Eileen sort of like tutted at Kathy Rain, which didn't feel good. And then Kathy Rain thanked her for being so cool about it, which felt weird. And then we came to discover that the child that Kathy Rain had met earlier in the graveyard was in fact the reinvigorated spirit of her child, her unborn child. Yeah, a lot of this felt super weird. So that's my thoughts on it. Stated once, because the game decided to make it a topic of conversation. My advice for this developer and others like them would be, think very carefully about what sort of societal issues that people are likely to feel very, very, very strongly on, because even raising the topic puts you on record as having some sort of an opinion on it. Because even if you believe you have remained neutral, neutrality itself is an opinion that people are not going to be very comfortable with. I think that was a narrative misstep for them to put that into the game, and nonetheless, now I have shared my thoughts on it, and if people are discontent with what I've said, then that is a shame, and what we're going to do now is pound large, aggressive aliens into paste with a big hammer in the world of Riftbreaker. So that is the end of our playthrough of Heavy Rain. Thank you so much for joining me. I really did, for all of that talk, I really did enjoy it pretty much all the way through. I would say that my disagreements with it are like in the lower 10%, and otherwise would have said, I really want to look forward to more games from this developer, but I'm not sure that they are here. I think that there's only this and Whispers of the Machine. I don't know that they've released anything else. Maybe they will, and hopefully we'll have a chance to visit those later on. Oh, did I say Heavy Rain? I probably did. That's been an issue. Apparently this last puzzle was part of the director's cut because all the walkthroughs did not have this puzzle. Really? They added that? What was it before? Man, I was just doing my outro and then I saw what Blah said. What? Why would they add that puzzle? It's the worst one in the whole game. Okay, sorry. That is very surprising. Look at Poland. Women are dying because they can't get an abortion, where the fetus is killing the mother. Grumpy said the one dev is Swedish, and I think there was a cultural difference. And that is also very important. I did specify as I was talking a couple times in the United States, because I don't know what the conversation is like, what the policies are like in Sweden. They could be coming at this from an incredibly different cultural outlook, and the thing is, I don't expect them to understand what the culture is like here in the United States of America, because, like, we're not the center of the world. They're writing from their own outlook, and if they take into account the culture in the United States, they would also have to look at Canada and Italy and Australia and France and Azerbaijan and Afghanistan. Like, this game could be sold worldwide. One of the things I noticed in the credits is they had a lot of credits for the non-English translations of the game. This is sold globally, and it's it may not be as touchy a subject elsewhere in the world. So I am also aware of that. Let's move on, because I am choosing to spend a lot of time on something that was ultimately an oddly small portion of the game, and yet it was a portion of the game, and it was odd that it was such a small one. So that's why I'm sort of like caught up. I deliberately waited until the very end to say anything about it because I wanted to see how it played out, and now we've seen it, and I have thoughts which have now been shared. Okay. What we're going to do is end this episode of Kathy Rain. This stream will continue with something new. And until next time, you guys, thank you so much. And I hope you have a great day.